Hi, let me ask you some questions. Have you ever sinned? Or have you ever felt alone? Do you know your weaknesses? Or have you never found your strength? Do you think death is yours to handle? Or you think life is yours to live? Either yes or no, you are a gift from above, and you are given the opportunity to live life in its fullness, and a life with God in sacredness. Join with me, and together we claim our passport to eternity. Everyone was gifted with life. We used to be the child with dreams of fantasy. We were those children who plays in imagination and lives with fascination. Now, we are still the same person, but with dreams of realization who finally lives on purpose and a mission. Now we got the opportunity to finally see what's in reality. We saw his works in beauty, and from then we knew we all got our passport to eternity. Human life is sacred. God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. Human life is sacred because ultimately it belongs to God. Humans possess a gift from God that is inescapable from its sacredness. Therefore, we must live this life in His goodness and glory and fill the world with people who nurtures and preserves what He has gifted and created. Our life is a gift from God. What we can do with His gift is our gift to God. Let us think of this. Keep rather than violate. For the sacredness of life must be kept, not violated. An autonomous act outside the perimeter of His law is considered a violation in the sanctity of human life, which outturns in the loss of life's purpose and meaning, and in separation from the Creator. Let us be reminded with the requirements in keeping the human life sacred. Say no to capital punishment, euthanasia, suicide or assisted suicide, abortion, and other methods of contraception. Death penalty has forgotten human dignity. It is always against the practice of pro-life teaching and violates the preservation of human dignity. Let us not forget the fifth commandment of God: you shall not kill. Now I ask you, are you for or against death penalty? In capital punishment, we rather think twice and be wise. How about euthanasia? See now that I myself am He. There is no God besides me. I put to death and I bring to life. I have wounded and I will heal, and no one can deliver out of my hand. God determines the length of our lives. It is only in His hands that we offer our lives in life and in death. So is euthanasia a moral option? In this concept, we must always learn to eliminate the pain, but not the life.
The bottom line for Christians, for the church, is kill the pain, not the patient. Kill the depression, Deal with the pain of loneliness. Deal with the sense that I am a burden and that I am useless. It's never true. The loneliness doesn't have to be there, nor does the depression. Focus on that sense that life, even at its fragile, at its most diminished, remains a gift and a blessing, allowing God to be God and life to be the gift and blessing that God wants it to be.
In suicide, let us all be aware that pain and sufferings are inescapable in life, but God is always with us to heal us. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Have you ever thought of suicide?
I want you to know that no matter where you are in life, no matter how low you have sunk or how bleak your situation, this is not the end.
He made it possible for you and I to have access to the Father in this life and in eternity. You need to choose to love God for His own sake and not just for His gifts. Your heart is becoming the kind of heart that can love God forever in heaven. So please, don't despair and don't give up. When you experience that dryness, just keep praying. The Lord who's calling you is also giving you the strength to stay faithful. He's giving you the strength, and He will lead you through this with a heart that's even more powerfully capable of loving Him and loving others.
In abortion, may we emphasize this. Let the unborn be born in sacredness. Let the unborn exist in purpose. Do not take away their rights to live and sink in the sanctity of life. For God knew them before the foundation of the world, and terminating their lives is a violation of His words. Are you pro-life or pro-choice? So what is abortion?
If you're given the gift of a baby, then you should treasure that gift.
I guess I've always just been pro-life. I feel like when people think of pro-choice, they just think of the mom and the person. People just don't think about the life that's inside of you or the person that doesn't have a voice.
No matter what choice a woman makes, it's a painful decision.
Very sad. Abortion is like murder, and so many lives have been lost because of abortion. I would rather someone give birth and give that child for adoption.
Motives for delaying childbearing or using contraceptions are between the man, women, and God. Yet, contraception is merely the opposite of conception. What do you think of it? Contraception. Is it a sin?
We need to be reminded of God's very first command. He said, "Go forth and multiply."
Every action which, to render procreation impossible, is intrinsically evil.
The contraception directly works against the very nature of the sexual embrace, which is conception.
Our bodies are not only biological, they are theological. They tell a divine story. The body has a language that is a call, an invitation to love in the image and likeness of God.
Is the very nature of sex is meant towards babies and bonding. To work against either of them is to work against what it is to be human. No matter how noble the cause would be.
If you can tell the difference between euthanasia and natural death, you can tell the difference between contraception and natural family planning.
So let us not forget what sacredness means to us. It is the quality of being holy or sacred, the quality or condition of being safe from assault, trespass, or violation. So what should I do, and who do I turn to? Please remember to look beyond and see the author of life, the one who knew us and created us. From the very first moment of our lives, He knew the rhythm of our heartbeat. And even if crisis surrounds the very sacredness of life, we remember to eliminate the crisis but never the life. Let us face the opportunity of God's love, mercy, and forgiveness rather than facing what feels like darkness. No matter what, God can take your biggest problem and turn it into your biggest blessing. Let us nurture the gift of life with sanctity to finally reach our passport to eternity.